It's the Relationista, back at it again.
It's the Relationista, back at it again for another hot topic because you guessed it, it's another great week. So today's hot topic was inspired because a few of my friends recently got engaged. And so this topic is for you, y'all. I know you were wondering if I was gonna do a topic on being engaged and what that engaged life is like. You already know I got you, so let's get into it. So you've already gotten engaged and now you're trying to figure out, especially during this pandemic, how are you going to navigate your relationship now that you've taken it to the next level? You're not dating now, things have gotten a little more serious, and you're planning on the next chapter of your life with this person that has proposed to you. And so what do you do? What is that like? Is it different? How do you feel? How do you navigate this? So let's get into it. So when you are freshly engaged, one of the things, especially me, the first and biggest thing that I wanted to do was get in there and start planning my wedding. Now, before my husband even proposed, I already had my Pinterest board set up, I had my dress picked out, and everything was already lined up. I'm a planner. I love planning things way ahead of time, and so if you are that person, boom, you got most of your stuff already set and ready to go. But if you are not a planner and you're just trying to figure out what goes next, I will say this: plan if you want a wedding sooner than later, or if you want to wait it out, then cool. If you do want to wait it out, here are some things that I want to encourage you to think about. We are in a pandemic, and if you are in a relationship with someone that might be in the military, or maybe you're just still trying to figure things out, but you wanted to be more serious in the relationship, so that's why you guys got engaged to begin with. So one of the things that I want to encourage you to do now that things are getting a little more serious is figure out how you plan on navigating this next chapter of your relationship. Marriage is serious, and I want to encourage people, especially you young folk like myself, is when you get into a really serious relationship that involves getting married, this isn't something to play around with. This is something that you want to really try to figure it out and make sure that when you do tie the knot, that this is for a lifetime. But I will say is that you want to sit down with this person, talk about goals, talk about what they expect of you as a partner. I also encourage you, if you are a practicing Christian or some sort of faith in whatever that capacity looks like for you and your situation, is talk to a spiritual mentor. Is that something that you want to navigate with this person? And if that is, then you need to really figure out how you are going to navigate it. My husband and I actually went to our church and we did what they called an enrichment, something. I don't have it in front of me, so I should have had it prepared before I even got here. But anyway, you want to make sure that you challenge each other to figure out what are some areas that we need to work on and how can we strengthen them. If you are a blended family, you have to figure out how you are going to parent together. If you don't have a relationship with the children's parents, how is that going to affect you? Is one of you considering a career change? Is one of you considering wanting to have kids in the future? Are both of you considering that? These are all heavy topics that need to be discussed before marriage. One of the things that I want to encourage all of my new, freshly engaged people is have those hard conversations, even if they're uncomfortable, and really talk it out. You might sit down today and try to hash it out and try to figure it out, but maybe it's just not working. It's okay to continue revisiting conversations. I am a firm believer that I'm going to continue talking about things until I sort it out. My husband sometimes thinks I'm a broken record because I ask some of the same questions over and over again, and I'm like, hey, I didn't get a resolve from that last time we had a conversation about it. So I bring it up until I can figure out, and I can sit in my space and say, okay, I understand what you're saying. Now, a lot of this stuff, when you get engaged with someone, it's all nice and fluffy and great and shiny and sparkly, but I just want you to know that when you do get engaged with someone, it's more than a wedding ceremony. It's more than the beautiful flowers and the beautiful dresses and the beautiful everything that comes with the fancy experience. If you decide to have a fancy experience, when you go into your wedding day, it is about the union between the both of you. And I want to encourage you to take that seriously. If you have issues before you tie the knot, resolve those issues as best as you can. I also want to encourage those who just got married or just are thinking about getting married, is to really sit and reflect. Is this something that you want to do? I know that it's so fun and beautiful to be engaged with someone and you think that you're ready, but really you weren't ready to begin with. It's okay to say, hey, let's pump the brakes real quick and try to figure this out. So those are some best pieces of advice from the Relationista. I want you to know that you have a friend in me. If you have questions about relationships, drop them in the comments. Tell me what you're trying to navigate, because one of the things that is really scary is going into something new and you don't know who to turn to. I want you to know that you can turn to the Relationista anytime that you have questions, anytime you have concerns, because you're not alone. You already know what time it is. Relationista out.
Subscribe to my channel. Bye!